All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all, Najawa's family. We are back here again. I'm going to be talking about land grabbing. Yes, I know many of you are already familiar to this all the time. Land grabbing, land grabbing, land grabbing. Yes, that's what we're going to be talking about right now. Another land grabbing, in those states, we have our elderly mother who cries out on this particular one. And people, how are you guys doing? Thank you very much for joining us on this particular broadcast. Let's do this together, people. Thank you very much. Right, as you all know, that land grabbing is the biggest problem we have in Edo State. As I've always said, is the biggest problem you and I are facing in Edo State. We have more land grabbers growing up, resurfacing their faces every day. Yes, Nigeria Watch has been fighting land grabbers since 2021 till now. We have never and ever collected money from anybody to come on air to talk about land grabbing or land grabbers. We have never collected any money from anybody to write petition for any victims. We have never talked to anybody and have any kind of conversation of money with any victims. I have been doing it single-handedly till date, right? So it's what I choose to do, and I'm doing it. We don't collect money from anybody, and it is good. I'll let you guys know that the land grabbing in those states is affecting every one of us. A lot of people cannot speak for themselves. So for me, I've chosen to speak for them. I don't know about you, and you don't have to collect money from them before you can speak for them. That's what we're doing here on Nigeria Wash Media. Thank you very much, my people, once again for joining us. I appreciate every one of you. You can see Sweet Mommy One right there. Good evening to you. Human Rights is there with us. Thank you for joining us. Good evening to you. Owen Audion is right there. Rita Adams is with us as well. Good evening to every one of you. Sase Etios is with us. Irene Finance is with us. Naomi Bella is with us. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. I can see Owen Audion, Sarah Daddy, and many more. Thank you, my people. In case I did not mention your name, just understand that we need to move on. I appreciate you all. I want you all to listen to this story and help us to hit the like button and share. God bless you all, and bye for now.
Sorry for the little break in transmission. So like I talked before, we our EA has presently land for Evbuo Emodu community for Ovia Northeast local government area. Ovia Northeast local government area. Allege they grab the land. I know so we don't fight this issue of land grabbing since you know if they get children, she know if they are alive, make our own property, they just beat them, just put their hands, collect the property. When the matter come our Parliament of Justice, we say make we come here for EA son, because he don't 2 years don't hold well. Not be everything wait happen she will feel remember again. That is why our son there to elucidate everything. From here we will still proceed to hear from any other person too within in charge of the community. Then before we know what to do, but we want us to make sure say EA gets our own land back. As far as the issue of land grabbing, our brother will tell us his name.
Wadomo Wabota. People, good evening. We have been experiencing a lot of trouble in our community. My names are Kenneth Obasogi. I just want to enlighten you people what we have been suffering in our community, Evbuo Emodu. Evbuo Emodu is the only village after Agibigi. But inside the village, there were some quarter. There was a quarter called Iduan, of which my mother's father has a lot of big farmland. So when he passed away, he divided those farmland to the children. My mother had a portion. Some other people were still having their own portion too. Some sold their own within that time to other people. But we were using our own to farm. We began to make farm with it. That is how my mother brought us up. So in my at a time when the community were now developing, this Emodu were fighting a lot of battle within themselves. To the fact that some group of people said that they are too slow. They want to sell the whole land and get their portion to make money out of it. So that they were not fast enough. They went to register a part of the village, which is Iduan. They formed it to become a community. It was registered by one Mr. Friday Omorogbe. So when the Oba heard about these things, some people went with them. Some members of the Evbuo Emodu people. Some others said, no, we cannot leave our father's land to go and join other people and start fighting against themselves. So the Oba Palace, they wrote to the Oba Palace. The Oba came to look into the matter and they pronounced that Iduan is a quarter in Evbuo Emodu. That there should not be two Ogwedion elders punch in one village, that they are all the same. So the palace sent people to that village that time. We have the video covering it. And the palace wrote a letter and signed by the Omonoba Nedo that Iduan is a quarter inside Evbuo Emodu. That they cannot be. By Rejawa, who is the one who signed that paper. To his blessed memory. So, but after the death of Rejawa, when he has swore those things and caused some of those people who were trying to forge this community, some died. But in spite of the fact that some died, the other ones that were still left behind still continue working on against the Oba's instruction, against the Oba's pronouncement. They still formed the community. They succeeded because they were now bringing soldiers from Delta State to come and oppress the Emodu people, to the fact that they took this land and they started selling it urgently. They started selling. When they get to my mother's plot, the one that we were using to take care of ourselves, the one my mother was using to take care of us, they said they should count. That we now counted and it was 16 plots. They said no, it's not going to be 16 plots because it was the first land in the community. So they said it's 9 plots. That 9 plot, they said they will give us 4. They will take 5. The 4 plot that they said they will give to us, they did not give it to us. Instead, they left 2 there. They sold all the land and they shared it among themselves. They sold the land. The 2 that they said they left there, they said they will go and give us another 2 elsewhere. That is what we have been battling since all this while that they formed that community. That they refused to give us the other 2 plots. But to my surprise now, even the 2 that they said they left behind at the back of the plot. Few weeks ago, I went to the community and I found that they have bulldozed it. They've removed everything to the fact that you will even see that they are about to lay foundation. It was then I went to the guy who formed the community. Friday Omorogbe. He said we shouldn't worry. They are just trying to go and add another 2 plots to another land to give us the whole 4 plots at the same place. Then I told them it's not possible. That the 2 plots that is there is in the opening area. Why would you have not been able to give us the other 2 plots? Why are you now taking the ones that you have given before? So he said I should go and meet one Waifu and Eriamiato, Tony Waifu and Tony Eriamiato. When I went to the community to meet them, these people started fighting me. They fight me to the fact that they pushed me down. I sustained injury. They said I should get out from their area, that is the community that used it. It was at last I come to realize that I come to learn from people that it's even the wife who is trying to sell the property to his brother in Ovia. They have been molding block. A lot of block is on the plot presently now. So they said the community have used it. This is how this is. Until I went to the Omorogbe, and the Omorogbe said he is not part of them. That he is the one who registered the community. He is the one that is the secretary of the place. That we cannot lose our land. That the only thing we need to do now is that we should come to him and give him some amount in order to get an approval. So when we look at the matter, we went to PPP about 2009, and PPP have talked on this matter. They said as a family we should go to our family people, that we should go and reason together. That whatever we arrive, we should go and reason together. That whatever we arrived on, we should come back and let them know. It was then this coronavirus came out and everything, everywhere we were locked down. So even my brother could not go back to come to Nigeria again, because he's the one who wrote the petition there. Since that time, everything has been put on hold. But to my surprise, when I got there, I saw that those people have already started selling and they are making use of the land. That is the reason why we decided to cry out to the whole Edo State, to the Omonaba of Benin, to the people who have sense of reasoning, to see what people are doing to their own people. The land that belongs to, that my mother inherited from the father, is now being taken by other people, and they are selling it. They are selling people's land, eating it. In spite of what the Oba says, they are still working on it. I want the Edo State government, the Omonaba of Benin, to listen to what I'm saying now, that some people have been going against his instruction. What the Oba Palace says, the people they always go against it, and they are doing something different. I'm alive. If they want to know, they should come in, and they should call a Emodu community to verify what is going on. Since the Odion way of a Emodu community said that it was not his time that we were fighting those property, those land matter, so he is not interested that those people should continue to exist. He is not, instead of him playing his own justice, his own part to make sure he fight those people to take those land back from them, leaving us people who has land over there to bear the loss, while people are taking our property for sales for granted. Please, I want people to reason with us and find out the truth and on what is going on. If I'm lying or not, we need everybody's help. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My brother, you said when the issue transpired as ministers in the temple of peace,
yes,
justice, and equity, your brother officially filed a formal petition to PPT, formerly RSA,
yes, sir,
RSA committee,
yes, sir,
before the outbreak of the imaginary coronavirus that ravaged
yes, sir,
the world. So I don't know what is the extent of investigation. I'm calling the extent of investigation, because I know when a plot of land that is in dispute, or a land that is being investigated by PPP,
yes, sir,
there is always a banner. You know, there is always a banner that is always erected. Banner is always put banner there.
yes, sir,
That people should desist from
from the
further
land.
developing land or something like that. To my greatest astonishment, you said the remaining two products, you had information that they had sold the land.
They started
working on the land.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know what is the extent of their investigation to ascertain the verisimilitude.
Okay, like when the PPP came in that time, we went to the even my mother, everybody came. They themselves they came, and they agreed that my mother plot was in that area. The farmland was there. That they have already taken their part. They left 2 there. They know they are still owing us another 2 plots. That they promised they will go and reinstate to go and install to go and give out the other 2 plots. But when the coronavirus came up, my brother left. We didn't go back to PPP. We were just on hold. We were put on hold. Everything was put on hold. So the PPP instructed that we should go to the Okaigbe of our family. That we should go and iron this thing out. But it was not.
2019.
That was 2019. In short, they intended to go and place banner. But those people blocked them on the way, and they were fighting with the Arase people. So that was why our RSL went back to the office. After much deliberation, they now said, okay, we should go and say, do it a family talk first before we come back. But we have not even gone back to RSL. Those people have gone back to send even the 2 plots that they said they left over there.
Okay. But you are not aware of any judgments to that effect? Maybe they got judgments
from RSL.
In their favor, or I don't know.
No, they did not get any. They didn't get any judgment because the RSL only told the RSL that our land is there, our property is there, but that they have making use of those land, but they left 2 there. They will go and add another 2 somewhere else.
Yes.
As at that time, when we filed the paper, it was one Monde Omume who is the only son left for with my father, who is the only man in my father's side, as Okaigbe, that signed on my mother's side, that signed that paper then.
Okay.
So when this thing came up, both Monday stays in London, my brother stays in Ireland. They both left. So all those things were put on hold. They have not been back. I could not even go there and do it because I wasn't the one who wrote the petition there.
Yes.
So that was what.
Okay. I don't know this issue of PPP because they had investigated.
Let us call our brother
okay, on the basis of justice. I don't know when you got wind of this information.
Yes, sir.
Of this
when I went back to
this land grabbing.
Yes, sir.
What step have you taken so far? Have
Yeah.
you reported?
I reported.
To the PPP,
yes, sir. I reported to PPP. The latest development I went to explain to them. They said that even if we intend to collect those property from them, that this community called Iduan, those people who call themselves community, they are illegal. That the Oba of Benin has already stated that this community should not exist. There is a paper and a video that covers it. That if we even deal with them, that it's like we are dealing with illegal people. That the only rightful community that has paper for those community all those land there is Emodu.
Okay. Have you written to the palace?
We have not. My senior brother, who was the former chairman of Emodu, said he has wrote to a palace, but the fact is that there are some chief that is blocking his way, that those letters don't get to the palace again.
Okay, as a result of that, he became so pessimistic.
He was now being frustrated
and
he was not unable to do what he's supposed to do until they remove him as a chairman. Now he's the second to the command to Ovia in Emodu Village.
Okay. You know the issue of land. All lands in those states belong to the Oba of Benin.
Yes, sir.
But irrespective of the fact that there is some encumbrance on the way because of some chiefs that are trying to pervert justice.
Yes.
Chiefs that sought or some chiefs that are always corrupted by the delicious meals on the table of the king. There are different ways of channeling letter to the Oba of Benin. Presently, the Oba of Benin receives a vision. The scrupulous chiefs have been ostracized. Some of them have been ostracized from the palace. As we speak now, one is presently in prison custody. Yes, but just try and see how you can transmit a formal letter or a formal petition to the Oba of Benin. We narrate everything that transpired. Our Oba is a man, is an Oba that believes so much in justice, but can also assist you in that respect. But just be rest assured that justice must prevail, because this issue of land grabbing is imminent to the extent that our brothers and our sisters in diaspora are frustrated from coming to their own state to buy land. They prefer to go to neighboring states, those states, Ogun State, Lagos State. They are buying land now.
They will be at peace.
They will be at peace. So you buy land, they just go and sleep. Why is it that those states every day you hear information as to how land was grabbed from certain vulnerable or weak persons? That is why we keep on appealing to the governor of those states that the private property protection committee law, the private property protection law committee, yes, that was inaugurated, governor mentioned some names, people that will lead the committee, but to date the committee has not been inaugurated. That is why we keep on appealing to the governor to make sure that he inaugurate the committee to protect,
yes, sir,
developers and to encourage people from coming, because there is no law. That is why you hear this issue of land grabbing. We heard how a building that is up to roofing level was demolished. Even in one of the communities in Benin City. These things are very, very, very unpalatable. All hands must be on deck to make sure that this madness of land grabbing is nipped in the bud, so that people can be encouraged to purchase land in Benin City and develop our state. Development is not specifically for the state government. The state government cannot develop our communities. We as indigenous of communities play our role by purchasing land, building industries, factories in the community to attract development. Lastly, the man that said Friday of Morugbe. What is his own role or his position presently on the state of affairs?
I went to him because he himself is a little bit close to us.
Okay.
He later come out claiming that he will not allow our property to grow. Yes. But there are some people who is working against that property. Okay. They have interest on that property, and they are even fighting him.
Okay.
Fighting him who registered the community because they don't count him to be anything again.
Okay.
So I'm appealing to the governor, the government, and the Oba, the chief, the Enige, to find out the truth about this matter and work against those people who are stealing people's inherited properties. This is what what we are pleading for. We need people assistance. We need the Oba of Benin. The way he started at the beginning, that he now wipe away the CDs and others. Those people, they are still operating. Most of them, they are operating. So also, this community we are talking about now, Iduan community, who become a community, there are some chiefs behind them. They should find out, seriously, dig into it and look for the chief who is behind all those people.
All right, thank you very much, my people. This is where we round up on this land grabbing situation that is going on in those states. You heard from them. So rounding up from here, thank you very much, my people. Don't forget to help us to share. Remember, like we said before, we don't charge anybody for land grabbing case on our platform. Nobody since 2021 that will be fighting land grabbing. We've never one day meet or ask any of our victim or land grabbing victims to pay before we attend to them. We don't ask anybody money before we air their videos on our platforms. All right. So in fact, I don't communicate with them. All right. They talk to my workers. Some of them can send me message, but I'm very hard to get. You know, some of you might be surprised that I'm very, very difficult to get because I'm too busy. All right. So we don't charge is what I've chosen. But we've got to the stage now where we have a plan right now. The plan that we have will be put to the public in the next 3 weeks by land grabbing. We are not going to give up on them. Yes, we are drawing a different plan, a different strategy, how to counter these people. We'll update you all soon. But before now, we've never collected no money from all the land grabbing cases we've talked about on Nigeria Watch Media. Never. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate every one of you. Please don't forget to share our videos. Bye for now.
I'm